welcome to the podcast, guys. I just come fresh from sound check, but you're here in Guildford, one of my hometown venues, if you will, and I'm a huge fan of Spineshank. Sorry, everyone. I have Jonny, vocalist.
How you doing?
Tommy.
I have Tommy on drums.
Hello.
There you go. Cool. Sorry, bit of a deductions there. But yeah, no, huge fan of Spineshank from back in the day. I was actually a street teamer for Roadrunner back for Height of Callousness. I got to see you guys back at the London Astoria September 2001.
Was that with Fear Factory or was it by ourselves?
Dry Kill Logic?
Okay, that was us.
think.
Yeah, headline. That was the last show we played here before we broke up.
Was that? No, 'cause there was another one, 2003.
Nope.
No, you didn't play the Road.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay.
Road Rage.
Yeah.
Maybe it was after that one.
No, yeah, it was. It was.
I was saying because I've seen you twice in the past, but it was a long time ago. But no, I love those early albums. Height of Callousness in particular was really big for me. I got the promo copy from Roadrunner back in the day, and I was a young DJ, rock club DJ, and like tracks like New Disease, Synthetic were absolute bangers. I think we call them here.
Thank you.
That's all good. But yeah, going from there, and like I followed you guys for a few years, and then like you say, you sort of split up for a bit. But last time you played here, I think was you played here last year. But before that was that 2003.
Yeah,
show.
it was a Road Rage tour with Chimera and El Nino.
Yes,
so
exactly.
That was the last time, and
yeah,
it was the Astoria. This run, we did in November. It was the only time we've ever played anywhere else in London other than the Astoria.
Yeah.
So it's kind of sad for us, but
it's sad for me as well. That venue's gone.
Yeah, it was great, and it was a nice gay club afterwards.
Yeah, it was. It was an early finish, and then
because I got caught in there. I had tickets already, but I got caught there. I was I got caught there. I was taking my stuff from the dressing room, and whoa, what's going on here?
The dressing room?
I know I'm screwing myself here, but
no, it's all good. It's all good. I remember it was like an early finish for those shows as well, which is kind of good because I'm not I had to travel out of London to get home. So, but yeah, I mean, going from there, those albums, and then you guys got back together last year.
Yeah, last year, we started doing some U.S. tours, and then we were able to finally come back overseas, and it was amazing. So the UK's always been amazing to us, so it was great to come back, and now we're here again, and we come back again in October, so it's going to be
I was going to say,
nice.
You're swinging back around because you've got the tour with Nonpoint and Soil in the US as well coming after this. I do have US viewers and listeners. I used to live in the States, so
we're at
Florida, Tampa.
Oh, nice. They're mad at us too because we haven't been there in a long time.
Yes,
Florida.
No, they lost a couple of venues. The St. Pete. We still got Janus Live, which is a good one to play. I think for you guys, it'd be nice.
Okay, yeah, it's been so long. I don't even remember where we played there.
Yeah, but no, I love that place. But yeah, no, it was. And you got this tour coming up back with Skindred coming here in October as well, which is fantastic. Skindred. Big fans of that band. Have a long history with that band as well myself from back in the day. But yeah, so obviously getting back together, coming back to UK, touring the world, if you will. You've probably got asked this question 1,000 times, but is there any plans for new material? Because we're a bit starved for new. There was a one in 2020, but that was an archive bonus track.
Yeah,
it came out for care of Warner's.
Yeah, we have a few songs we've been working on. As soon as we get home from this run, we're gonna work on getting some vocals down and see what we can do.
Nice. And obviously, going back to this current run in UK shows and Download, how was that for you guys this year?
Download was amazing. We played the first one back in 2003.
Yep.
And I was talking to my tour manager prior to the show, and he had mentioned that there was a really big anticipation for Spineshank's return to Download.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay. And then I started hearing more and more of it, and then right before we played, the stage that we played on, it didn't look very promising, and I was just like, I don't know about all this, and then by the time we went on, holy crap, it was, just people as far as I could see, and it was one of the greatest shows, and I guess it's been getting really good reviews, and all the critics have been really fucking nice to us, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And I think it was because we've been gone for so long. It was kind of one of those, you got to prove yourself again,
Yeah.
And you know, the UK is where we blew up initially.
Yep.
And then we blew up in the States, but it was all the momentum that we got from, the UK critics and press and everything over here that really started pushing it in the States.
Yeah.
So hopefully, like this, this is a good sign of things to come. So,
yeah.
And we know we can't ride on the coattails of, these older songs forever. So as soon as we get home from this, I'll be back. I'm gonna hang back in LA for a few days and work with these guys on some new stuff. So yeah,
excellent. That's good to hear because those albums, like I say, for me they were like pivotal albums for me. I would say back then because they were like I was like, what would I have been? About 20, 21 at that point. Okay. But I was, like I say, street teaming, all that kind of stuff. Like, so I was promoting bands for Roadrunner and other labels and stuff as well. But that particular album, especially being, like I say, before a young DJ, playing these rock clubs and being able to play these tracks, like before they came out, like it's unheard of these days unless you somehow get like an in somewhere. Yeah. But yeah, no, and obviously, right coming back, there was an anticipation because like before you guys announced like even a sniff of a reunion, I was like, what happened to those guys? It was like one of those things like I guess manifested it in some way. But no, I was really happy when I saw that announcement. And then obviously you did that small UK run last year, which unfortunately I missed because I was in the States at that point. Oh, you guys were here. So but no, I'm glad you came back this time. I'm glad you like the G Live announcement came through and I was like, oh my god, it's like my venue. We don't get metal shows at this venue. Yeah. Which is great, and I was with Drowning Pool as well, who I've met a couple of times. I know Ryan quite well, and obviously Silly Goose on this show as well, which was a great addition. Like all coming out of Download on that momentum. But so you say so you're going to be working on new material, stuff like that. Is there any plans for? I don't know how much control you have over those old releases, but like there's anniversaries of those releases coming up. Like I know there was a vinyl release of Height of Callousness a few years ago.
Yeah, there's been the first 3 records have been released on vinyl.
They already have.
But I don't think there's going to be any type of the Roadrunner as we all knew it back in the day is dead and gone. It doesn't exist. Monty Connor is over at Nuclear Blast now.
Yep.
So it's really not the same because Roadrunner UK especially was amazing. Those guys really worked for us and we could see all the hard work because we were in the States for a long time touring, and then when we came to the UK, we had no idea what to expect, and our shows were booked in small venues and sold out, and booked at bigger venues and sold out again. So it was a really nice surprise, and that's why the UK, like Jonny was saying, will always be special to us because we've always been treated so well over here, and the fans are amazing.
Awesome. It's a beautiful thing. That is a beautiful thing. I've got a couple of questions left for you. I'll let you get back to prepping for the show and everything. But go at both of you. These are like my closing questions I normally ask everyone on this show. Okay. But what I want to find out from you both are your 3 most pivotal records. So not your top 3. So
as in like our other bands.
No, yeah, you're like in your life when you heard like a certain track when you were younger, and it made you want to be in a rock band. That kind of pivotal.
Appetite for Destruction for sure.
Appetite.
That's Appetite had to be on there. Too Fast for Love from Motley Crue.
Nice.
And maybe like Vulgar Display of Power.
Yeah, I was gonna say Vulgar Display of Power. Maybe Dirt from Alice in Chains.
Nice.
I mean, 3's hard. It's hard to come up with just 3.
It is hard to come up. I don't make that question easy.
Yeah.
Like
the first Deftones record was huge influence on me.
Yeah.
Jonny really loved the Village People, their first record.
That was a solid record. It was a good disco record.
That's why I ran into him after the Astoria that day.
No, Adrenaline was a fantastic album. That was like that for me.
Like the construction.
Yeah, you look good. The Indian.
Brilliant. But I was gonna say Adrenaline was a fantastic album. Like it was a pivotal album for me as well. It was I heard that when I was like 15 and that changed.
I mean that's
so many life-changing records.
Yeah.
From the 80s and the 90s.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like especially, the mid 80s to the mid 90s. That's what I think really shaped me and Tommy and our musical influences.
Nice.
Well, when you talk about Adrenaline, it's really at that time we were all listening to thrash and Slayer and Sepultura, things like that. And when Deftones and Korn, you know, Alice in Chains was a little bit before that, but when those guys came out, it kind of made it. It brought that other element where you can sing, you could still have melody, you could have hooks, you could have dynamics, which was what made us like finally find our sound. You know,
I would actually go as far to say even Demanufacture had a huge influence on like where we wanted to go as far as bringing different elements into our music.
Yeah.
So, you know, that record was kind of pivotal for us in the sense that like, oh cool, these guys are putting all kinds of electronic shit in their music, you know, and heavy stuff. We didn't ever I don't think we ever sounded like Fear Factory, but I think that it was a record. It was important enough to see it, you know, another band kind of, you know, for that era breaking rules that weren't, you know what I'm saying? So we were able to incorporate, you know, Tommy with his programming we were able to incorporate stuff into our music, you know, just to bring new elements and try different things.
Yeah.
Know? So.
No, that's an amazing record as well, and you can hear that in your sound, like where it came from the first like album to the second one, where that kind of kicked in. Obviously, you know, having that Roadrunner backing as well on there, like it was like part of that. But I've always gravitated towards bands with electronic elements in them. So Fear Factory, absolutely huge. All that industrial sort of Ministry stuff like that as well, and up to even today, I get bands that are doing that now on a whole new level, like just with different sonic level they've got with it. But yeah, no, fantastic. Thank you for that. So what would you say is the secret influence on Spineshank? So, because we kind of got through those albums there, and would you say there was someone that maybe unexpected or secret you never really?
Yeah, I mean, Johnny might be right. It could be Weezer because there's just like this, not quite pop, but like just super catchy, like, you know, catchy music, and you just want to keep listen over and over again. And to us, you know, you could be as heavy as possible, which we try to be, but if you don't have that hook, you know, that keeps you coming back and listening over and over again. So there, you know, things like that, and
Beatles.
Yeah, Beatles is a big one for us. I don't think it's so secret with us though. We've covered their songs, but
I was gonna say you've gone down that road.
If you were to like sit on our tour bus on you know any given night when you know like me and Rob and Tommy will sit around, we'll just sit around and just bullshit, you know, and listen to music. And if you heard the shit that we listen to, you'd be surprised, you know. It's definitely we hardly ever go on the bus and listen to metal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's you know, we have such a very diverse like library of music going all the way back to, you know, the Stones, the Beatles, Beach Boys, you know, like Pet Sounds era stuff, you know what I'm saying?
That one.
It's a brilliant album, you know. So and I think that's kind of what helps define us in some ways, because so many bands out there obviously you can tell when a band is like heavily influenced by something current, you know, so we try not to do that, you know what I'm saying. We try to take we try to let bands like those, like I just mentioned, influence us, but you know, in a different way. Now we're not going to come out and sound like the Beatles, we're not trying to sound like Pet Sounds, but we see something that they do, something we're like, that would be cool, how would we interpret that influence through our music?
Cool. Finally, what are your hobbies away from music? So when you're not doing this, what are your sort of like passions outside?
He likes to hang out after the Astoria.
Yeah, no shame in that. That's good.
I miss it dearly.
Yeah. Sorry, they've built others. It's fine.
They have. Are you going tonight after the show?
I am.
I'll be coming
it's called
with
Heaven,
you.
And it's
I just got to get my leather chaps. And let's go.
That sounds good.
Right. Me personally, so I have a recording studio in Oregon, but as hobbies, motorcycles.
Nice.
Yeah. I love motorcycles and you know, anything old.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
Okay. I don't know.
No, you done?
We've covered it.
Yeah.
We're good. Well, Tommy, Johnny, thank you very much for your time. Really appreciate it. Good luck with the show tonight.
Thank
Hope
you.
Guildford treats you well.
I hope so too.
I'll be there somewhere in the crowd. But yeah, thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.
Cool.